दोस्तों, आज हम बात करेंगे भारत के एक मिस्टिकल येट मैजिकल लैंग्वेज के बारे में, मलयालम। दुनिया की एकमात्र भाषा जिसका नाम एक पैलिंड्रोम है, जैसे सीधा पढ़ो वैसे उल्टा। But that is the case only in the English spelling. If you look at the Malayalam spelling, you notice that the two L's are different. एक वो सिंपल ल है जिसे कहते हैं alveolar ल, मगर दूसरा रेट्रोफ्लेक्स है। So it's not Malayalam, it's Malayalam. But that is not the only mysterious part. मलयालम को also दर्जा हासिल है to be the hardest language of India to learn. इसका अंदाजा आप इस बात से लगा सकते हैं कि sometimes the Indian Army uses Malayalam as a code language because non-natives का मलयालम समझना काफी मुश्किल है।
What is the hardest language that you have ever came across?
Okay, I think it's Malayalam.
Malayalam. I'm going to say Malayalam.
മലയാളം ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുള്ള ഭാഷയാണോ? അതെ. എന്തുകൊണ്ട്? വ്യാകരണം അല്ല, അക്ഷരങ്ങൾ അല്ല, ഉച്ചാരണം അല്ല, പിന്നെ എന്തുകൊണ്ട്?
Popularly सोचा जाता है कि मलयालम is a mix of Tamil and Sanskrit. But on closer inspection, we find that Malayalam is very unique.
ഉത്രാളത്തിൽ വന്ന പത്രാളം കാരണം ഇക്കൊല്ലം പെരുന്നാൾ വൈകി വന്നേ കണ്ടെത്തി കിടക്കണം മുണ്ടത്തിപ്പറലിന് മുഖത്ത് മുന്നാഴി നീകൊണ്ട് പാലിനു കൈപ്പില്ല പഴഞ്ചൊല്ലിൽ പതിരില്ല പച്ചോല പമ്പിന് പത്തിയില്ല കുതിരയ്ക്ക് കൊമ്പില്ല മുതിരയ്ക്ക് മതില്ല കൊക്കു കാണാത്ത കുളങ്ങളില്ല.
तो चलिए, let's learn about this very special language. Some could say God's own language. Language of the equally special state, Kerala. A state well known for its literacy, its healthy sex ratio, its obsession with gold, and a presence in the Gulf. And just like Bengal, has a fascination with art and communism, a reverence for the feminine, and an obsession with meat. So let's explore this very special, mysterious language, Malayalam.
ആമക്കുറുമ്പനെന്ന് നെഞ്ചത്ത് വെറ്റില ചെല്ലവുമായി താനെ വലിഞ്ഞു കേറി തുരുത്തിൽ എങ്ങോ പതുങ്ങിയല്ലോ താരക്കൊളുത്തുള്ളൊരാ ചെലക്കും വെറ്റില ചെല്ലത്തിനു ഭൂമിയപ്പാടെ മൂടും അത്രയും വെറ്റില ഇട്ടുവെക്കാം കുന്നിളം വാവേ കഥ കേട്ട് മെല്ലെ മിഴി പൂട്ട് മാറിൻ ചൂടിൽ ഉറങ്ങ് ഉറങ്ങ്.
अगर हम गौर फरमाएं on Malayalam written in the Devanagari script, we see some strange patterns emerge. First, देखो कैसे ये लेटर काफी कॉमन है. This letter makes the sound nya, not nya, nya. ये लेटर हमारे हिंदी वर्णमाला के सेकंड रो के 5th कॉलम में मौजूद तो होता है, बट हिंदी और काफी सारी अदर लैंग्वेजेस लाइक बंगाली को इस साउंड से काफी परहेज है. बट ये साउंड मलयालम में वन ऑफ द मोस्ट कॉमन साउंड्स है. फाउंड फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन द मलयालम वर्ड ज्ञान मीनिंग आई और मैं. और यही नहीं, काफी बार ये न्या डबल भी हो जाता है, making the sound nya. Like for example, manya meaning the color yellow. Similarly, हिंदी वर्णमाला के फर्स्ट रो के 5th कॉलम में है ng, जिसे हिंदी बैक स्टेज के पीछे ही रखता है. बट मलयालम में इट्स अ VIP लेटर. और हाँ, ये भी काफी बार डबल होता है. इनफैक्ट मलयालम में इस 5th कॉलम के सारे लेटर्स को काफी स्पेशल ट्रीटमेंट मिलता है. एंड बिकॉज इस कॉलम के सारे साउंड्स आर नेजल साउंड्स, द मलयालम एक्सेंट माइट सीम अ लिटिल नेजल इन कंपैरिजन टू अदर लैंग्वेजेस.
कन्नी, पन्नी, कन्नी, कन्नी, कुंगी.
In comparison to other Dravidian languages, Malayalam also very frequently uses the vowel sound O. To ask a question in Malayalam, you add a O sound in the end of a verb. So to ask, are you good? You say Sukhamano. And so this interaction of nasal, retroflex and O sounds gives Malayalam its signature texture. Take a look at how the nursery rhyme Twinkle Twinkle will sound like in Telugu and Malayalam.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. In the sky. ഇത് കേരള ട്വിങ്കിൾ ട്വിങ്കിൾ. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky.
Notice how Malayalam is a little more conservative than Telugu when it comes to ending words with vowels. Also notice how Malayalam tends to be closer to Tamil pronunciation. Twinkle becomes twingle. Words like simple get pronounced as symbol. Previously we saw the word written as ninchittu gets pronounced as ninjittu, and words like swagatam become swagadam. Therefore, just like Tamil, there is a tendency for the letters of the first column to make sounds of the third column. This proximity with Tamil is not that strange considering Malayalam is the youngest Dravidian language. Before 800 AD, Malayalam and Tamil were basically the same language. Malayalam started as a dialect of Tamil that split off from the standard because of the geography, and eventually time ke saath started taking its own identity. This is the reason Malayalam has so many common features with Tamil, so much so that some features of old Tamil that are now lost in modern Tamil are still present in Malayalam. For example, while Tamil and Malayalam are the only languages with the sound R, only Malayalis tend to make the right pronunciation, while most Tamils approximate it as the retroflexor R. Same goes with the alveolar N sound. Old Tamil में N के लिए दो sounds exist करते थे. One is the normal dental N, जो कि हिंदी में भी होता है, और दूसरा था ये sound N. इसमें आपका टंग आपके माउथ के रूफ को टच करता है. तमिल में ये दोनों साउंड्स के लिए दो डिफरेंट लेटर्स एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, बट मोस्ट तमिल्स टुडे प्रोनाउंस दीस टू लेटर्स द सेम वे. मलयालम में देयर यूज्ड टू बी टू डिफरेंट लेटर्स, बट टुडे वी जस्ट यूज द सेम लेटर. बट मैजिकली मलयालीज नो व्हेन टू मेक व्हिच साउंड. बोथ तमिल एंड मलयालम में र साउंड के लिए भी एक लेटर एग्जिस्ट करता है. तमिल में जब ये लेटर डबल होता है देन इट मेक्स द साउंड ट्र, बट मलयालम में द ओरिजिनल प्रोनाउंसिएशन ट is used. So wind in Tamil is katr, but in Malayalam it's kat, a sound that is closer to Old Tamil. We know from our Tamil video that because of political reasons, Tamil took active steps to distance itself from Sanskrit, जिसकी वजह से it refused to even have letters for sounds like ख, झ, ठ, भ, ये सब. But Malayalam, being a child of Sanskrit and Tamil, had to be diplomatic. So it decided to have letters for all Sanskrit sounds. But pronunciation ke time, it tends to do what Tamil does. For example, in the Sanskrit word Sukham, even though Malayalam writes it accurately, Malayalis tend to pronounce this as Sugam. Despite that, Malayalam deeply absorbed Sanskrit in many ways. For example, Malayalam is the only Indian language other than Sanskrit to have a letter for the L vowel. This vowel L is only found in one verb of Sanskrit, kliptam. And so, Malayalam has a letter to denote this vowel and also its hypothetical longer vowel L. Therefore, Malayalam ने अपने अंदर दोनों तमिल और संस्कृत के रेयर फीचर्स को अब्सॉर्ब कर लिया है. अगर हम लेटर्स की बात कर ही रहे हैं, then it has to be mentioned that Malayalam is often compared to jalebi when it comes to its letters. Sadly, even I can't argue that. Just one look and you will soon realize that possibly Malayalam script is the hardest script of India to read. Just look how complex the shapes for simple sounds a and a are. Malayalam के काफी सारे letters even look similar. And to make matters worse, there are some letters which are common both in Malayalam and Tamil, but they mean two different things. In many ways, Malayalam is the most unique Dravidian language. We already saw how Malayalam has double nasal sounds. This feature is not present in any other Indian language, not even other Dravidian languages. There's also more. Malayalam is the only Dravidian language जिसमें verbs are free from gender. For example, consider Kannada and Malayalam. Kannada में अगर मुझे कहना है मैंने किया, then I would say माडिद्देने. तुमने किया माडिद्दिरी. हमने किया माडिद्देवु. उसने किया अगर वो लड़का है माडिद्दानु. उसने किया अगर वो लड़की है माडिद्दालु. और उन्होंने किया माडिद्दारू. मगर मलयालम में मैंने किया न्यान चेदो. तुमने किया निंगल चेदो. हमने किया न्यांगल चेदो. उसने किया अवन चेदो. उसने किया लड़की अवल चेदो. उन्होंने किया अवर चेदो. Verb बिल्कुल भी inflect नहीं होता. This makes Malayalam closer to English and Ahomiya rather than Tamil, Kannada or Telugu.
ஓகே, நம்ம இப்ப தமிழ் மாசங்களை பத்தி பார்க்கலாம். சித்திரை, வைகாசி, ஆனி, ஆடி, ஆவணி, புரட்டாசி, ஐப்பசி, மார்கழி, கார்த்திகை, தை, பங்குனி മാസം.
എനിക്കറിയില്ല, മലയാള മാസം പറയാം. ഓക്കെ, ചിങ്ങം, കന്നി, തുലാം, വൃശ്ചികം, ധനു, മകരം, കുംഭം, മീനം, മേടം, ഇടവം, മിഥുനം, കർക്കിടം.
இது எங்கதுல ராசி மாதிரி இருக்கு.
Malayalam is also the only Indian language जिसमें दो अलग प्रकार के हलंत यानी stops मौजूद होते हैं. Take this sentence for example. He called, I gave him the money. इसे मलयालम में कहेंगे अवन विलिचो न्यान अवन पणम कोडुत्तु. इन दोनों शब्दों पर गौर फरमाइए. Notice that both end with the sound न but with two different marks. The first one is avan. There's a hard stop in the end. But the second word is avana. There's this half u sound. This hard stop in Malayalam is called a chillu, while this half a sound is virama. Malayalam के किसी भी लेटर में अगर कोई भी हलंत नहीं लगा, then we pronounce it with the a sound. So this right here is not Arjun or Arjuna, it's Arjuna. So many a times you don't even need to add the a matra in the end. So the word Ludhiana in Malayalam would be written like this, and Odisha would be written like this. A Hindi speaker would probably read them as Ludhian and Odish, but in Malayalam you would add the inherent a sound. So now that we have discussed so many unique features about Malayalam, चलिए सोचते हैं कि ये exactly हुआ कैसे. How exactly did Malayalam develop? You'll probably remember from our Tamil video that from 300 AD onwards, as culture and literature flourished, the use of palm manuscripts was increasing all over south of India. And because palm leaves में straight lines बनाना बहुत tough होता है, because उसमें फटने का chance ज़्यादा होता है, so लिखने का तरीका naturally evolved in a way where letters became roundier. And that is how gradually the Brahmi script converted into the Vattiruttu script. Vattiruttu का literal meaning होता है a round letter. Initially Vattiruttu was nothing but a roundier form of Brahmi. But समय के साथ साथ जैसे संस्कृत का इन्फ्लुएंस बढ़ने लगा, new letters had to be invented to encode those sounds that were not present in Tamil, like kha, gha, tha, all of those. And because of that, Tamil letters में inject हुए the Grantha letters. Grantha letters were used to write literature that combined Tamil and Sanskrit in a very unique fusion style. And this style was called Manipravalam. Even the name was a hybrid. Mani was Tamil for ruby, while Pravalam or Pravalam was Sanskrit for coral. Fun fact, both of these jewels are red in color and so they go really well together. Mani Pravalam was like that golden honeymoon period where Tamil and Sanskrit actually blended really well. This meant that not just words mixed but also philosophies and ideas. Manipravalam was excessively used by the Vaishnavites, especially to explain the concepts of the Vedas and Upanishads to the common people of South India. Let's listen to a Manipravalam composition which combines Sanskrit with a lot of other Dravidian tongues. So हुआ ये कि समय के साथ वट्टिऋतु और ग्रंथा स्क्रिप्ट एक दूसरे के साथ कंबाइन कर गए और इनके कॉम्बिनेशन से एक ऐसी सीरीज ऑफ स्क्रिप्ट्स का जन्म हुआ दैट कुड बी यूज्ड टू राइट बोथ संस्कृत एंड तमिल. इनमें से एक स्क्रिप्ट था द तिलगरी स्क्रिप्ट, जो कि आज यूज होता है तुलु लिखने के लिए, और दूसरा था, यू गेस्ड इट, मलयालम. अच्छा, डू यू नो दिस फन फैक्ट? वैदिक काल के कुछ ऐसे रिचुअल्स जो आज पूरे इंडिया से विलुप्त हो गए, वो आज भी आपको केरला में प्रैक्टिस हुए मिलेंगे. लुक एट दिस फॉर एग्जाम्पल. Here we are witnessing the only surviving ritual to make the soma drink. This is the extensive 12-day fire ritual in accordance with the Vedic texts. And not just rituals, even philosophy wise, पूरे इंडिया में बस केरला में ही आपको मीमांसा philosophers मिलेंगे. So सवाल उठता है, कैसे संस्कृत इतना डीपली मलयालम को ट्रांसफॉर्म किया? देखो, किसी भी दो लैंग्वेजेस के बीच में वर्ड्स का आदान प्रदान होना ये नॉर्मल है, बट एक लैंग्वेज का ग्रामेटिकल जेंडर जैसा एक कोर फीचर ट्रांसफॉर्म हो जाना ये नॉर्मल नहीं है. This indicates that मलयालम में कुछ deep surgical changes हुए होंगे because of the influence of Sanskrit. But what was it? Enter the Nambudiris. Nambudiris were a caste of Brahmins that were invited to Kerala by the local kings somewhere between 300 AD to 700 AD. Nobody, however, knows exactly where the Nambudiris came from. कुछ को लगता है that they came from this Nambur village in Andhra Pradesh, while others say that they came from Tamil Nadu. Some think that they were Saraswat Brahmins of Tulunad or Konkan, while others go as far as Uttarakhand or even Kashmir. I guess we shall never know, but हमारा ये डिस्कस करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि उनको इनवाइट करा क्यों गया था. You see, around that time, around 700 AD, Sanskrit was a prestige language. If you wanted to improve your social standing and climb up the social ladder, absorbing some Sanskrit into your language was the easiest way to do it. But this was happening everywhere, in Bengal, in Maharashtra, in Gujarat, but the way it happened in Kerala, that was super unique. केरला के लोकल वॉरियर क्लास थे द नायर्स. दे वर लाइक द मर्सनरीज, लाइक द सामुराइज ऑफ जापान. एक राजा का स्ट्रेंथ इस बात पे डिपेंड करता था कि उनके पेरोल पे कितने नायर वॉरियर्स थे. ग्रुप्स ऑफ नायर वॉरियर्स वाज कॉल्ड अ कलरी फ्रॉम द संस्कृत टर्म खड़ुरिका, मीनिंग अ प्लेस जहाँ पे वेपन्स को प्रैक्टिस किया जाता था. कलरी ऑल्सो गेव राइज टू द टर्म कलरी पयट्टू, अ मार्शल आर्ट फॉर्म दैट वाज प्रैक्टिस्ड बाय नायर वॉरियर्स. Boys as young as 15 were sent to these collieries. As a result of this, एक नायर परिवार में पुरुष generally हमेशा बाहर रहते थे, which means that the homes were mostly occupied by females. And this gave rise to a matrilinear culture, meaning the decisions of the household were taken mostly by the women. And property transfer होती थी not from father to son, but mother to daughter. Remember the Nambudiris? Kerala के राजा Nambudiri Brahmins को अपने सर आंखों पे बिठाते थे. They used to provide them with tax-free lands, big houses called ilams, and the authority to manage the temple in every village. Unlike the Nayars, the Nambudiris were a patrilinear culture. And a patrilinear culture with a twist. घर के सबसे बड़े बेटे को ही अधिकार था एक नंबूदरी लड़की से शादी करने का. And property would pass from the father only to the eldest son. What about the other sons? This is where the story gets a twist. The Nayars and the Nambudiris sort of got into a social contract called Sambandham, a system under which the younger Nambudiri men could father children with Nayar women. These children would have Nambudiri fathers, but they would not inherit Nambudiri surnames. They would be raised in the Nayar households with Nayar surnames. In some generations, we got a new mix of people which were a blend of Nambudiris and Nayars. What was happening linguistically with Manipravalam was mirroring what was happening socially and ethnically. Guess what? We see a similar system even exist in Bengal, where under the Kuleen system, Kuleen Brahmins were allowed to have multiple children with different non-Brahmin women. The impact of this custom could even be seen in something as basic as the average height of men in Kerala. They are the tallest among all people of India, second only to the Kashmiris. This story is told and retold through many ballads in Malayalam. For example, in the folktale Paraipetta Pandirikulam, one of the 9 wise men of the Emperor Vikramaditya, called Vararuchi, an upper caste Brahmin, married a girl called Panchami, a girl who belonged to the Paraya caste, which was a lower caste. फिर ये दोनों couple एक long pilgrimage पे चलते. On the way, they had 12 children. After every delivery, Vararuchi would inquire, "Does this baby have a mouth?" If the wife said yes, he would say, "God will appease the one with the mouth." And then he would ask his wife to abandon the baby and continue the pilgrimage. एक करते करते 11 children were deserted. After the 12th birth, when Vararuchi asked whether the child has a mouth, Panchami said no, hoping that she at least gets to keep him. But she was so shocked to discover that the child indeed had no mouth. Vararuchi then established the 12th child as a god, a deity on top of a hill. The rest 11 abandoned children were each adopted by 11 different castes. The eldest son, Merathul Agnihotri, went to become the first Nambudiri Brahmin. This mixing nature of Malayalam didn't just end with the Nambudiris or Sanskrit cultures. Kyunki Kerala was such a bustling trade port, it frequently had exposure to other cultures. For example, Kerala in fact was so relevant around the time Jesus Christ was born that it is literally mentioned in the Bible as the ancient land of Ophir. In fact, one of the 12 apostles of Jesus, Apostle Thomas, was believed to have set foot in the Malabar in 52 AD. Remember, this was the time Christianity hadn't even touched Europe, but it had started to take hold in Kerala. Further in 500 AD, another group of Syrian Christians arrived from this place called Antioch in Iraq. They mixed with the local Malayali people and they called themselves the Nasranis. They used Syriac or Aramaic letters to write Malayalam, creating a new script called the Karshoni, which was written from right to left. Similarly, we had the Jews migrate to Kerala from Spain and Portugal around the 1400s, bringing with them their unique dialect of Ladino and the Hebrew script. These Jews established a flourishing culture in Kerala, especially in regions of Ernakulam, where you can see a lot of Jewish synagogues even today. And point to be noted, it was only in India, in Kerala, where the Jews were accepted wholeheartedly. They weren't discriminated like other places, and that tells you a lot about Kerala. Even Arab traders were coming to Kerala even before the time of Prophet Muhammad. They spoke Arabic and soon converted to Islam along with their families when Islam was formally founded. Just like the Nambudiris fused with the Nayars, the Arab traders mixed with the local Mukkuvar caste, a caste that traditionally practiced fishing and maritime warfare. From this mixture, the Arabic script was adopted to write Malayalam, introducing new letters to sounds that were not present in Arabic. This is why there are so many dialects of Malayalam from the length to the breadth. While Hinduism is the dominant religion in every district except for Malappuram. If we look at the second most followed religion, Islam dominates in the north, Christianity in the south, and Hinduism in the center. Along this continuum, all sorts of dialects exist. For example, in the north around Kasargod and Kozhikode, Malayalam blends with Tulu and Kannada. There's also this very lesser known dialect called Bihari, which was this fusion of Old Malayalam and Arabic with a lot of influence from Tulu and today formally written using Kannada letters.
So there is a language in Karnataka called Bari. Baris are very good at explaining how they're related to each other. If you were to ask any other person how they're related to each other, they would be like, oh, they're just a far relative. Whereas a Bari person would be like,
relation engane chennenga avulando machinchido mootoldo kakaro alyankado molu ninke engana sambandha.
Even in Lakshadweep, there's a dialect of Malayalam called Jesseri, which has many interesting linguistic properties changes.
പേരെന്താ?
പേരെന്നെ.
സുഖമാണോ?
സുഖനുണ്ട.
എനിക്ക്.
നാക്ക്.
കുറച്ച്.
ശനക്ക്.
എവിടെ?
ഓടെ.
വാഴപ്പഴം.
വാഴപ്പഴം.
മഴ.
മല.
പൂവ്.
ഫൂ.
All these foreign communities, the Arab traders, the Jewish, the Christians, they were referred to as the Mappilas. In Tamil, the term means son-in-law. Just like the Namboodiris, the Mappilas were also outsiders who brought with them their own culture, who then adopted Malayalam as their own and eventually created a unique blend of the two. Malayalam is actually the story of many such blends that have coexisted together for centuries. You see, itne sare son-in-law cultures aaye aur gaye, but principally Malayalam has stayed at its core as this fiercely independent matriarchal culture. Again, drawing parallels with cultures in Bengal like the Rava tribe or the Garo tribe and Khasi tribe in Meghalaya, all of them keeping the feminine at the very center of their culture. The story of Paraipetta Pandurikulam, of Vararuchi and Panchami is symbolic in nature. I feel it means that whether you are a Dalit or a Muslim or a Brahmin or a farmer or a Kshatriya, whatever, we are all essentially born to one common archetypical father and mother. Everyone in the society has on some level a shared ancestry. You only just have to go really far. In that sense, no one is born as an elite or no one is born as a low caste. I feel the Malayali culture is all about holding to the best forms of tradition, embracing the art, literature, culture, architecture, food, cuisine, music, all of that comes with it. But at the same time, stand up against injustice, like in 1935 in the Vaikom Satyagraha, where Malayalis would demand that people from all castes should be allowed to enter the temples. Or even as far as 1653 in Mattancherry, where the Nasrani Malayalis would protest the Portuguese who attempted to convert the Nasranis from their Syriac faith to Catholicism. The story of Malayalam reminds us that our great strength lies not in maintaining rigid boundaries, but in our capacity to absorb, adapt, and transform, while always remaining true to our essential nature. Kerala is the story of a culture that has made unity and diversity not just a slogan, but its true reality itself. Hey you, thank you so much for watching this video. I was really nervous before making this video because Malayalam, even though it's so beautiful, is also so mysterious and it's a language of contrasts almost. So all of these mysteries, I hope I was able to resolve, at least some of them. Now it's time to give shout outs to all our awesome channel members because of whom we are able to make these videos. And if you would like to get a shout out, please consider subscribing to this channel if you have not yet and joining as a member. And I'll be back again soon, very soon. Ciao, bye bye. Thank you Gandev68, Vikas Kant, Kona and Subhash Guinea Pigs, Aniket Chatterjee, Bishwaroop Chatterjee, Shaheen A. Dastanabad, Ganesh Putran, Milandeep Singh, Dreadful Bodyguard, Avilash Ghosh, Shubhashri Patnaik, Nikhilangad Bakshi, Pavan Pamidimari, Deepit Purkayasta, Prasad KCN, Ashwani Pandey, Deboshri Ghosh, Swapnil, Nayan Kare, Shovan Mohanty, Shadow, Debayan Mukherjee, Arvind Bhattaje, Bhavna S. Adiga, Surbhi Agrawal, Ekta Sharma, Karthik Jadhav, Nilesh, Jatin Wadhwani, Sangamesh Hiremad, Indian Farmstead, Shomitra Marathe, Vivek Singh, Shomobroto Chakraborty, Ankush Singh, Pat McLaughlin, Shuroraj Shain, Rudro, Varun Kamre, Tabo Varadan, Nishant Garg, Prashant Patil, Gaurankan Vinde, Divya Soni, Sai Shrikar, Abhay Ranga, Nisar, Pavan Kumar, Ind K, Shonali Datta, Chintu Moghe, Himanshu Prusti, Anirudh Nair, Tarun Asardi, Subhash Subramanian, JT, Abhinav Chandrasekhar, Suhas Nair, Ashutosh Mukherjee, Vijay Kumar Halari, Rohit Vashpari, Trai, Vineet Venugopal, Deepika Vemuri, Pritu Banerjee, Joel and Shiv, Sri Maestro, Arun, Venkat S, SUR, Pritam Dashgupta, Ketaki Chakradeo, Pankaj Mandal, Boj Reg, Sankalpa Datta, Superman Kryptonite, Shambhu, Hope Lives On, P. Richa, Anjali Maurya, Arshal, Shantanu B, Shuyash Singh, Aniket Jain, Tripti Agarwal, Abhishek Patnaik, Santosh Harish, ST, Chinmay Gada, Narasimha Murthy, Sanjio, Joel John, Kunal Rathod and PSI Boy. I'll see you guys in the next video.